Board of Chosen Freeholders is hereby called to order. Madam Clerk, can you please call roll?
Freeholder Bobadilla.
Present.
Freeholder Vice President Gill.
Present.
Freeholder Johnson.
Present.
Freeholder Jones. Freeholder Luciano. Absent. Freeholder Richardson.
Here.
Freeholder Sibo. Here. Freeholder Toro. Present. Freeholder President Timberlake.
Here. Okay, thank you. Please stand for the saluting of our flag. And I am going to ask if Freeholder Sibo can lead us in the salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Actually, please remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you. I have before me a certification from the clerk that this meeting is indeed in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act. At this point in the meeting, I'm going to ask District 2 Freeholder Wayne Richardson, who represents the great township of Maplewood, on the Freeholder Board and is doing an excellent job, to offer greetings on behalf of the board. And Freeholder, if you could please also introduce any Maplewood elected officials who are here with us tonight, and if they'd like to make some remarks. Absolutely.
Outstanding. Thank you, Madam President. On behalf of the Board of Chosen Freeholders, myself, Wayne Richardson, District 2 Freeholder, who takes care of Maplewood, I want to say thank you for having us. We're happy to be here. You have a beautiful facility, and just glad to serve. We're happy to be here. Anybody that's elected, would you please stand up if you'd like to make. You have no elected officials here, no council folks. All right, so thank you again for having us.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, are there any transcripts to be approved?
Madam President, there are 4. Conference Board's meeting July 23rd, 2015, August 5th, 2015, August 19th, 2015, and a conference meeting September 2nd, 2015.
Thank you. Freeholders, do you have any questions or comments? Okay, do I have a motion and a second to approve the transcripts? Moved by Freeholder Bobadilla, seconded by Freeholder Richardson. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Freeholder Bobadilla.
Yes.
Freeholder Vice President Gill.
Yes.
Freeholder Johnson.
Yes.
Freeholder Jones. Freeholder Luciano, absent. Freeholder Richardson.
Yes.
Freeholder Sibo. Yes. Freeholder Toro. Yes. Freeholder President Timberlake.
Yes. Thank you. Madam Clerk, are there any topics of discussion?
Madam President, there are none.
Thank you. All right, let's move to the public comment session for any members of the public who are here this evening or are at home watching on television. Tonight's meeting is a board meeting in which we will be taking action and voting on agenda items. The meeting may be moving very quickly. It's because we have already discussed the agenda items to great detail, not only in leadership, but also at our last conference meeting last week. So if there's any member of the public who'd like to comment on agenda items only, please come forward, state your name and affiliation, and you'll have 3 minutes to speak, monitored by the clock to my right. Okay? If there, Madam Clerk, let the record reflect no one is wishing to speak on agenda items only. If there's anyone wishing to speak on any issue at all, please come forward, state your name and affiliation for the record. And again, you'll have 3 minutes to speak, monitored by the clock to my right.
Madam President, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. My name is Michael Gruber. I am a local volunteer representative of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Recently, here in Essex County, we created what we call a new stake. A stake is the equivalent of the Catholic diocese, and this impacts the lives of approximately 6,000 of your constituents. The stake is comprised of about 9 diverse congregations speaking a variety of different languages, Portuguese, Spanish, English, and we have 5 buildings throughout Essex County, including one here in Maplewood. located at 1600 Springfield Avenue. As Christians and as followers of Jesus Christ, it's our desire to serve our community and to build relationships therein, including with governing bodies such as yourself and with where our congregations are located. So I would like to suggest perhaps that an informal meeting between some of the members of this board and our local church leaders to discuss ways that our church may help this community and serve the people of Essex County better. Some of our local church leaders have joined us this evening, joined me. These good people are volunteers just like myself. They have full-time employment and do this in their spare time. If I may recognize a few of them, I have with me this evening President Mike Shield from the Jersey City area. He is serving as the president of the newly formed state. With him tonight is President Juan Almeida, his first counselor. And then I also have with me Ms. Heidi Elton, who is the Director of Public Affairs for the church for this area. Excuse me. Thank you very much. I also have with me Mr. Ray Barton. Ray is the church's liaison with the New Jersey BOAC. Perhaps you're familiar with that. And as such, Mr. Barton has made several presentations throughout the state and to local and county Office of Emergency Management to train them for disaster preparedness. At the end of this month, he's conducted trainings in Bergen County, and at the end of this month, he has a training set up for Hudson County. Madam President, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. I hope that together we can serve this great community of Essex County. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming to the microphone to let us know about the great work that you all are doing at the church and the overall ministry. Are there any other members of the public wishing to speak at this time? Okay. Madam Clerk, let the record reflect that there is no one else wishing to speak at this time. Are there any ordinances for introduction and first reading?
There are none, Madam President.
Are there any ordinances or resolution on second reading?
Yes, Madam President. Ordinance number O-2015-00013, ordinance prohibiting or stopping or standing on East Cedar Street, Township of Livingston. Ordinance number O-2015-00014, ordinance requesting that vendors of rifles, handguns, and ammunition doing business with the County of Essex submit responses to certain questions. Ordinance number O-2015-0015, an ordinance establishing Essex County Banking Community Reinvestment Act Review Program.
Okay. Thank you.
And the listing over.
Yes. Madam Clerk, you can list those ordinances O-2015-00013, O-2015-00014, O-2015-0015 for public hearing at our October 28th meeting. Madam Clerk, do we have any ordinances or resolutions for second reading or public hearing?
Yes, Madam President. Ordinance number O-2015-00011, ordinance amending the Essex County District Solid Waste Management Plan, inclusion of the contract by and between the Essex County Utilities Authority and Waste Management of New Jersey for the transfer, transportation, and disposal of processable commercial solid waste generated within Essex County and direction of all processable commercial waste types 10, 23, 25, and 27 to the Waste Management of New Jersey Incorporated Transfer Station in Elizabeth, New Jersey, pursuant to regulatory waste flow controls.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, let's move to the public hearing on this ordinance. I hereby declare the public hearing on ordinance O-2015-00011 open. If there are any member of the public who would like to comment for or against this ordinance, please come to the microphone, state your name and affiliation, and again, you'll have 3 minutes to speak, monitored by the clock to my right. Okay. Madam Clerk, let the record reflect there is no one from the public wishing to speak. Mr. Polavecchio, do you have any questions or comments?
No, I don't. Last time when this was on for first reading, Mr. Herman from the ECUA went into some great detail about the benefits that this will give to the
Thank you. Mr. McInerney? There you are. I was looking for you. Would you like to?
If I might, Madam President, members of the Board of Freeholders, I'm Alan Herman, Acting Executive Director of the Utilities Authority, and I wanted to be here this evening, first of all, to thank the Board for getting this matter on for us in an expeditious manner. This is a public bid contract that was awarded to Waste Management for our commercial Type 10 garbage. And this Board approved it on first reading, as Mr. Polavecchio said, several weeks ago. And as I said, I appreciate the expeditious manner in which this was placed on the agenda, because there's a process here. Once we have the public hearing and passage on second reading, we then have to go to the state in order to get approval, so that this contract can be viable at its inception, which is January 1, 2016. It's very vital for us and for the county, so that will allow us to maintain what we call regulatory waste flow control. So I thank you for your consideration in this matter, and I thank the Board for its support of the Essex County Utilities Authority.
Thank you so much. Freeholders, do you have any questions or comments? Okay. Freeholders, do I have a motion and a second to close the public hearing on ordinance 2015-00011, moved by Freeholder Siebel, seconded by Freeholder Jones. Do we have the same mover and second to approve this ordinance? Yes, we have the same mover and second to approve the ordinance. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Freeholder Toro.
Yes.
Freeholder Siebel.
Yes.
Freeholder Richardson.
Yes.
Freeholder Luciano, absent. Freeholder Jones. Freeholder Johnson. Yes. Freeholder Vice President Gill.
Yes.
Freeholder Bobadilla. Yes. Freeholder President Timberlake.
Yes.
So moved.
Thank you. Okay, let's move to resolution number 1.
Resolution number 1, Office of County Administrator, resolution to protect local pension system.
Okay, freeholders, do you have any questions or comments? Okay, hearing none, freeholders, do I have a motion and a second? Moved by Freeholder Richardson, second by Freeholder Johnson. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Freeholder Bobadilla. Yes. Freeholder Vice President Gill.
Yes.
Freeholder Johnson. Yes. Freeholder Jones. Yes. Freeholder Luciano, absent. Freeholder Richardson.
Yes.
Freeholder Siebel.
Yes.
Freeholder Toro.
Yes.
Freeholder President Timberlake.
Yes.
So moved.
Thank you. Resolution number 4 has been withdrawn by the administration. Thank you. And I'm acknowledging Freeholder Lynn Luciano, who's now present with us. Thank you. Resolution number 4 has been withdrawn by the administration. Madam Clerk, please read 5 and 6. Resolutions 5 and 6.
Resolution 5, Department of Public Works Division of Engineering Contract Award to Montana Construction Corp. for 2015 miscellaneous drainage improvements at various Essex County locations, 365-day contract, amount not to exceed $619,254.97. Resolution 6, Department of Public Works Division of Fleet Management, contract award to Tropar Transmission, the lowest responsive or responsible bidder to provide transmission, transaxle repair services for Essex County fleet vehicles, 2-year agreement, amount not to exceed $160,000.
Thank you. Freeholders, do you have any questions or comments? Okay, hearing none. Mr. McInerney? Mr. Polavecchio? Do I have a mover and a second? Moved by Freeholder Toro. Second by Freeholder Jones. Roll call, Madam Clerk, to take 5 and 6 together.
Freeholder Bobadilla. Yes. Freeholder Vice President Gill.
Yes.
Freeholder Johnson. Yes. Freeholder Jones. Yes. Freeholder Luciano.
Yes.
Freeholder Richardson.
Yes.
Freeholder Siebel.
Yes.
Freeholder Toro.
Yes.
Freeholder President Timberlake.
Yes.
So moved.
Thank you. And I'm going to ask that we read all of the resolutions since they were read into the record last week. We can read them into the record again for this meeting at a later time. Let's move to resolutions number 7. Freeholders, do you have any questions or comments regarding resolution number 7? I have a mover and a second. Moved by Freeholder Seabolt, second by Freeholder Johnson. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Freeholder Toro?
Yes.
Freeholder Seabolt?
Yes.
Freeholder Richardson?
President, I vote.
Freeholder Luciano?
Yes.
Freeholder Jones? Freeholder Johnson? Freeholder Vice President Gill?
Yes.
Freeholder Bobadilla? Freeholder President Timberlake?
Yes.
So moved.
Thank you. Let's take a look at resolutions 8 through resolution 13. And again, these were read into the record already. Freeholders, do you have any questions or comments regarding these resolutions further than what we discussed last week? Mr. McInerney? Paula Vecchio? Okay. Everyone's questions were answered on any questions that were asked, and all is satisfied. Do I have a mover and a second? Moved by Freeholder Jones, second by Freeholder Bobadilla. Roll call, Madam Clerk. Moved by Freeholder Jones, seconded by Freeholder Bobadilla.
Freeholder Toro?
Yes.
Freeholder Seabolt?
Yes.
Freeholder Richardson? Freeholder Luciano?
Yes.
Freeholder Jones? Freeholder Johnson? Freeholder Vice President Gill?
Yes.
Freeholder Bobadilla? Freeholder President Timberlake?
Yes.
So moved.
Thank you. Okay. Okay. Resolution number 15, freeholders. 14 was withdrawn by the administration. Resolution number 15, freeholders, do you have any additional questions or comments? Mr. Paul Vecchio? No. Mr. McInerney? Okay. Freeholders, do I have a mover and a second? Moved by Freeholder Seabolt. Second by Freeholder Bobadilla. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Freeholder Bobadilla? Freeholder Vice President Gill?
Yes.
Freeholder Johnson? Freeholder Jones? Freeholder Luciano? Freeholder Richardson? Freeholder Seabolt? Freeholder Toro? Freeholder President Timberlake?
Yes.
So moved.
Thank you. Please move to resolution number 21. Endeavor, please read.
Resolution 21, Department of Public Works, Division of Engineering Contract Award to the Land Tech Group, the lowest responsive and responsible bidder to provide a synthetic turf field, rubberized track, surface, and other improvements at Weequahic Park, 150-day contract, amount not to exceed $2,011,659.
Mr. Shalala, can you please explain the ordinance?
Yes, Madam President.
Sorry, the resolution?
This is to do the what is commonly known as the Oval at Weequahic Park. What will take place is a construction of a dual-purpose synthetic soccer and football field. In addition to that, there'll be a 8-lane rubberized track that will surround the oval synthetic surface. There'll be 2 steel bleachers loaded on the east side for the spectators. There'll also be a 4-inch high polyvinyl chain link fence. There'll be asphalt walkways that will connect the track and field area to the existing parking areas, and the walkways will all meet all ADA regulations. There'll also be flagpoles that will be installed, 3 flagpoles. Additional landscaping will be placed at the entrance and around the field to enhance the overall area. And we are pleased to have this moved and voted on tonight.
Thank you. Mr. McInerney? Mr. Polavecchio? Freeholders, any questions or comments? Okay.
Oh, Madam President, I do have Mr. Dave Livingston, the project manager for Land Tech with us this evening. He's no stranger to this county. In fact, most of the synthetic surfaces you see have been done by Land Tech, and we're very fortunate to have such good company here. So if I could call up Mr. Livingston to the microphone.
Good evening.
Good evening, Freeholders. I would just like to say I'm excited to
State your
work.
name and affiliation again for the record.
I'm sorry, David Livingston from the Land Tech Group. I'm very excited to be working again with the county. I have done synthetic turf fields in Branchbrook Park, Glenfield Park, Independence Park, Irvington Park, Monte Irvin, Watsessing, Westside, and Yantakall. We've been in business for 30 years. I've been working there for 11, and I personally oversaw all of those projects, and I will be overseeing this project as well. And we are happy and excited to be working for the county again. Thank you.
Thank you. Freeholders, you can stay right there. Do you have any questions or comments? Yes. Freeholders, so you can stay at the microphone, sir. We have questions for you. $2 million contract. We've just got a few questions, you know?
What's the length of...
Freeholder Toro?
Thank you. What's the length of the synthetic turf field?
The warranties are good for 10 years. They usually last anywhere from 10 to 12 years, and then the turf gets replaced.
So any time between the 10 years, if it gets worn down, we can call you and it will get fixed or replaced?
That's correct. Coincidentally, my company also has a maintenance contract with the County of Essex, and we maintain all of the synthetic turf fields for the county.
Great.
So anytime there's any issues with them, they call us and we fix them.
Okay, thank you.
Freeholder Richardson?
Thank you, Madam President. For you, so just a couple of quick questions. Where's your company located?
We're out of Amityville, New York.
Do you employ any Essex County residents?
I'm not 100% certain on that. We use union employees, so we call the unions and they give us employees. So I'm not certain if they're from Essex County or not.
Which local you working with? 472?
We work with local 825, the operators union, and our laborers are from a union out in New York.
Bringing union labor from New York to Newark to...
But we also have New Jersey residents that are in that union.
You know what local labor is?
I'm not 100% sure what the number is on that.
Freeholders, any other questions or comments? So, Freeholder Toro's question regarding the lifespan of this thing. So, what I'm hearing you explaining, is it a warranty type of process?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what other tracks have you done in the county?
I did Westside Park's track.
Right, but did you mention the track in East Orange at Watsessing Park?
Yes. Did do
Okay.
Watsessing Park.
Do you remember how long ago that was?
No.
Ralph, anybody?
No, we'll get you those dates.
Thank you, because the reason I'm asking is, as you know, Ralph, we're looking at replacing that track as it's completely just ripped up. People are running, the particles even get stuck in their shoes. That's how easily it is to be lifted up.
That's the track surface you're talking about, right?
Yes.
Not the synthetic turf?
Well, that's what I'm hoping to understand today, is that what's the difference, what was done there?
The track surfacing is the rubberized surface that you run around on the outside. The synthetic turf is the fake grass
Okay.
on the inside. Kind of, it's the fake grass is what they use at Giant Stadium and stuff. But the running track is a different surface.
Thank you. And whenever you do any work for the county, is it always under warranty or?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Freeholders, any questions? Freeholder Luciano?
Madam President, through you, is it top dressed? Do you top dress the field?
It's an infill layer that goes into the synthetic turf, and it's rubber and sand that goes in, so there's no top dressing that goes in. Once the infill is installed, it's good for the life of the turf.
And I guess again, another question I would have, thank you, would be the synthetic materials that you use, does the county have to water that?
No.
Keep it cool, or no? Am I not mistaken, do not some of the fields that are made of synthetic turf, do they not?
They do heat up.
They do heat
a
up.
little more, but we do not put irrigation systems generally in the Northeast. In the southern states, the Southwest, where the temperatures are higher, sometimes they install irrigation systems on those, but generally in the Northeast, it's only maybe a month in August when the temperatures really do get hot on the fields.
Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. So, I'm sorry, again, because of my question regarding the rubberized track, what exactly are you doing in Weekway Park? You're saying that all of your work is guaranteed under warranty, but I see you're not just doing the synthetic turf field, but you're doing a rubberized track surface
That's correct.
as well.
There is a big
Which is
track
why I
down
was
there.
deriving my questions from that, the rubberized track being under 10-year warranty in comparison to the rubberized track at Watesting Park on the eastern side.
I can't answer what the warranty is for the rubberized track because we install the synthetic turf, but I have a subcontractor that will be doing the rubberized track surfacing. I can certainly get you that answer.
Thank you. And is the subcontractor, are you subcontracting to the union shops or is it a different subcontract?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right. Yes, I look forward to receiving that answer.
Okay.
Freeholders?
Just, I'd like to know the lifespan of the rubberized track.
Okay.
Freeholder Richardson?
Madam President, so the subcontractor is this a local contractor or another contractor to bring it out of New York?
The subcontractor is from South Jersey. The track surfacing contractor.
Thank you.
Okay. Freeholders, any other questions or comments? Mr. McInerney? Mr. Polavecchio? Okay, we're being asked to take action. Do I have a mover and a second?
I'll move it.
Moved by Freeholder Richardson. Second by Freeholder Jones. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Freeholder Toro. Freeholder Sebo. Yes. Freeholder Richardson. Yes. Freeholder Luciano. Yes. Freeholder Jones. Yes. Freeholder Johnson. Yes. Freeholder Vice President Gill.
Yes.
Freeholder Bobadilla. Yes. Freeholder President Timberlake.
Yes.
So moved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's take resolutions 23 through 28. You can read them into the record later, Madam Clerk. Mr. Polavecchio, did you have any questions regarding any of these resolutions?
No, I don't. A number of these are county budget, assertions of revenue, and then there's a number of sub-grant agreements to
Yes. Mr. McInerney? Freeholders? Any questions or comments? Okay. Hearing none, do I have a mover and a second to take 23 through 28? Moved by Freeholder Toro, second by Freeholder Jones. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Freeholder Bobadilla. Yes. Freeholder Vice President Gill.
Yes.
Freeholder Johnson. Yes. Freeholder Jones. Yes. Freeholder Luciano. Yes. Freeholder Richardson. Yes. Freeholder Sebo. Yes. Freeholder Toro. Yes. Freeholder President Timberlake.
Yes.
So moved.
Thank you. Let's move to resolution number 29. Mr. Polavecchio, do you have any questions regarding this resolution? Madam Clerk, you can read into the record at a later time. Freeholders, any questions or comments? Mr. McInerney? No. Questions? And for those who are here tonight or those at home watching on TV, tonight's meeting is a board meeting. You may see us moving quickly, and that's because we have discussed these resolutions in great detail last week as well as in leadership meetings. So again, Madam Clerk, you can read into the record at a later time. Do I have a mover and a second for resolution number 29? Moved by Freeholder Toro. Johnson. A second by Freeholder Johnson. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Freeholder Toro? Yes. Freeholder Sebo? Yes. Freeholder Richardson? Yes. Freeholder Luciano? Yes. Freeholder Jones? Yes. Freeholder Johnson? Yes. Freeholder Gill?
Yes.
Freeholder Vice President Gill? Freeholder Bobadilla?
Yes.
Freeholder President Timberlake?
Present, not voting. Okay, let's move to resolutions number 30 through 36, and please note that 35 was withdrawn by the administration, so we would not be taking action on 35. Madam Clerk, again, you can read into the record at a later time, as it was also read at our last meeting. Mr. Polavecchio, any questions or comments?
No, nothing.
Mr. McInerney? Freeholders, any questions or comments? Okay, hearing none, do I have a mover and a second?
I'll move it.
Moved by Freeholder Richardson. Seconded by Freeholder Johnson. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Freeholder Bobadilla?
Yes.
Freeholder Vice President Gill?
Yes.
Freeholder Johnson?
Yes.
Freeholder Jones? Yes. Freeholder Luciano?
Yes.
Freeholder Richardson?
Yes.
Freeholder Sebo?
Yes.
Freeholder Toro?
Yes.
Freeholder President Timberlake?
Yes.
So moved.
Thank you. Resolutions number, they're actually accommodations 37 through 69 are all commendations and in memoriams. So they were read into the record last week. Do I have any questions or comments that anyone would like to make?
Yes.
Freeholder Toro. Mr. Polavecchio. Here. Yes. Freeholder Toro.
On resolution 69, I'd like to make a comment that the majority of scientific community agrees that high levels of emission created by human consumption has significantly impacted the world's health, leading to animal extinction, frequent environmental disasters, and only getting worse. And even China, in recent years, has committed to take action to reduce environmental pollution. Therefore, I believe United States public officials must advocate and pressure Congress to act and look for creative ways, alternative approaches in securing the beauty and survival of the earth, investing in clean energy technologies. And I believe this resolution is one pointing in the right direction by taxing producers of carbon-based fossil fuels.
Thank you, Freeholder Toro. Freeholders, any other questions or comments? And since Freeholder Toro has spoken on this, is a very important support resolution. Indeed, and we are proud to be doing this tonight. But can you read it again, the record resolution number 69?
Can I speak? Resolution number 69, urging the United States Congress to enact a revenue-neutral carbon tax, sponsored by acclamation.
Freeholder Steeple.
Thank you very much. I introduced this resolution, and I am very pleased that all of you are in agreement, and it's going to be by acclamation. So thank you to all of you. This is a very important resolution, and I'm happy that we are all in agreement. Thank you.
And thank you, Freeholder Steeple, for introducing it and bringing it to this board. It's absolutely wonderful. Freeholders, any other questions or comments? Okay, hearing none. Do I have a mover and a second? Okay, moved by Freeholder Sebo, second by Freeholder Toro. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
And Madam President, you're taking, just to confirm, you're taking resolutions 37 through 69 together?
Yes.
Freeholder Toro?
Yes.
Freeholder Sebo?
Yes.
Freeholder Richardson?
Yes.
Freeholder Luciano?
Yes.
Freeholder Jones? Freeholder Johnson. Freeholder Vice President Gill.
Yes.
Freeholder Bobadilla. Freeholder President Timberlake.
Yes.
So moved.
Thank you. Are there any report of board committees? Any legislative reports? Written communications? Any unfinished business? Any new business? Okay, now I'd like to open back up to public comment. If there are any members of the public tonight wishing to speak on any issue at all, please come forward, state your name and affiliation for the record. As always, you'll be monitored by the clock to my right. It's 3 minutes. Okay, Madam Clerk, let the record reflect there is no member of the public wishing to speak. At Mr. Wadud, I will try to slow down. Yes, sir.
Hooked up and not get electrocuted. Ed Wadu, citizen. In reference to the $2 million on this artificial turf in Weequahic Park, I noticed that in School Stadium, the contractor left a machine to keep it flush and beautiful and soft. Do we have anything in this particular contract to get from the contractor to maintain locally with the house employees? Because if you're going to have artificial turf and it's going to be run down, you got to keep fluffing it up. It's just like you ladies when you get your hair, get fluffed. You got to keep that artificial. It's true.
Thanks.
It's true. You have to keep it looking pristine. And they have machines for this. And I would just like to know, a little late, but we'd like to know, is the provision in this contract for this? That's $2 million that they're spending. And to call him when something goes wrong, he might be in China somewhere. So now, we're interested in our neighborhood. And we have people that we have staff that can do these things. And we want to keep it good. If you're going to spend this type of money, let's take care of it. That's all I'm saying. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wadu.
Good evening, Douglas Freeman, Weequahic Park Sports Authority, President, P.O. Box 4252, Newark, New Jersey. Coming to you on behalf of Weequahic Park and to clear up the misunderstanding of the grandstand. As the citizens came here, the seniors, they came here at their own will, not because of Weequahic Park Sports Authority, Douglas Freeman, or Mr. Wadu. We had a meeting along with the county, senior services, and the citizens, and this matter was resolved in a politeful way. Everyone was able to bring their issues to the table, and we feel that we can be able to move forward. So publicly, I wanted to praise Jackie DeGore, as I said in the meeting I would do, for her great services for the county, Weequahic Park, and our constituents in the city of Newark. But there is some things that needs to be done, and with these things, we feel that the seniors on Weequahic Park should have a representative that can deal with these issues monthly at the meeting. Most of the time, we have different seniors that come, and maybe that's where the misunderstanding comes in, because some of them do grandstand for different purposes. And with those different purposes, it comes before these different bodies as if it speaks for the whole community, and that's not the case. Sometimes these people speak for themselves and their personal agendas. But then there are also certain seniors who speak for overall. The ones who came here on the day before this body spoke about the overall. And those were facts that they were speaking about. But we did come to a resolution. and hopefully we can move forward as we do with all our meetings route and come to a great understanding that we can accomplish this stuff together with the City of North, Essex County, and the community, which is 3 C's. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Freeman. Are there any other members of the public wishing to speak at this time? Madam Clerk, let the record reflect no one else is wishing to speak at this time. Freeholder comment session. Freeholders, do you have any comments? Freeholder Luciana?
Thanks, Madam President. Through you to Ralph Chiello, Alan Bronowitz, the administration. Just a little bit of unfortunate news. This is the second time in probably less than a year in Roseland, Eisenhower Parkway, we had another stolen motor vehicle that ran out of real estate. It crashed into our fence and took it down where the roadway ends. I know the residents, they obviously know that these are things we can't control, but they just asked that in a timely fashion if we could replace the broken fence because it leads to young folks with off-road vehicles going in there when the fence is not up. So again, sorry about that, Ralph, but I guess a lot of these folks don't realize the road ends quite quickly there in Roseland. So thank you, Madam President.
Thank you so much, Freeholder Luciana. I just wanted to also make mention, thank you, Freeholder Luciana, for bringing that to light. There was a phenomenal event, a historical groundbreaking event that was held today at the county, and that was the unveiling of the Martin Luther King statue. It's incredibly moving when you take a look at the statue, and the artist clearly has hands gifted from the heavens. But it moved me in so many different ways, and what Dr. King stood for, that we are acknowledging that at the county, and are, at a time I feel very privileged to be a legislator at the time in which it's being acknowledged here at the county. Freeholders, any other comments? Freeholder Richardson?
Through you, Madam President, I just want to read into the record. Several months ago, I was contacted by the Valley Street Block Association. They had some concerns, and so they have been, by and large, for the most part, haven't been addressed. They had some concerns about crosswalks and stripings. The county has addressed those issues and striped those streets where there were concerns. There was also an intersection, and the traffic signals timing was off. Sanjay and engineers, they went and they took care of those issues. So I was hoping that some of the people from the Valley Street Block Association would be here tonight. But thank you to the administration for getting this stuff done.
Freeholders? Freeholders Roar?
I'd just like to take this time to thank the county executive, Jody and Dan Salvante from Director of Parks, and Sanjeev, our engineer, for a meeting last week with the Watsessing Conservancy Park group. It's a new leadership, a new group, and they spent hours. We spent hours with them listening to all of their concerns, and then we went ahead and Jody gave them a ride to different parts of the park. We took a look at the dog park. We looked at the water creeks, the fencing, and the group is very happy that we're on board, that we're working with them. They're setting up a cleanup date, so it's very exciting to know that the administration is active and working alongside with the Freeholder Board to maintain everything that's important to us, including all the beautiful parks that we have.
Freeholder, Freeholders, any other comments? Freeholder Vice President?
On that issue, I saw that there was, it looked like fenced off construction at the playground there today. Is that part of our?
At the Watsessing?
At the Watsessing playground. A constituent called today, and I was just on the East Orange side, right?
Madam President?
That was what we voted on, right? Okay.
Through you, I believe the President also had a meeting prior to this.
That's on the East Orange side?
Yes.
Okay.
At the Watsessing Park.
Yes, and it is.
Part of the
It is.
rehabilitation.
And that's the first thing that's going to be done at that Watsessing East Orange side of the park, is that track. The same track that you heard me mention, that's also going to be done in addition to the playground being redone, which is why you see the construction beginning, or it being roped off at least.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
But in the future, we can expect that track to be done as well. All right, Freeholder Jones?
Yes, I just want to thank the board, Freeholder board, and the county exec for getting busy in terms of the resolution tonight for Irvington Park. I'm very happy that it is going to be done, and hopefully it's done early on in the year so our seniors and children can enjoy Irvington Park. And at the same time, Weequahic Park is one of the busiest parks in Essex County because I participate and I see. And I'm just happy that Essex County Freeholder Board, of course, along with the county exec, is giving them some of the things that they need, and especially that track, because we have a lot of people running. So thank you.
Thank you, Freeholder Jones. Freeholders, any other comments? Do we have a motion to adjourn?